Hello, my name is Ethan Felsky, and I decided to do my project on WikiLeaks. To me, this is one of the most important hidden organizations because truth to me is one of the highest virtues. I also like that WikiLeaks is a hidden organization that goes after other hidden organizations by holding them accountable or at least exposing them to audiences that can. This is nowhere near a complete timeline of WikiLeaks, just the most important events, like in 2006, the domain was created. In 2007, WikiLeaks first got media recognition for the Guantanamo Bay manuals, which described how inmates were treated. 2010 was a big year for WikiLeaks as they released a video from 2007 showing a U.S. helicopter in Iraq gunning down 2 armed men and 10 civilians, 2 of which were Reuters journalists. Also in 2010, Chelsea Manning was arrested for supposedly leaking information to WikiLeaks, but she never admitted to. Assange was also arrested in London for allegations of rape occurring in Sweden, but was bailed out and put on house arrest. In 2012, Assange would begin his 9-year-long refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy. And then 2016 was another big year as WikiLeaks dumped 20,000 DNC emails and 2000 of John Podesta. In 2017, Manning was commuted by President Obama until her arrest again in 2019 for refusing to testify against WikiLeaks. 2019 also saw Assange being arrested by British police after he was kicked out by the Ecuadorian embassy, and he remains in English prison to this day. It was hard to classify WikiLeaks mainly because of the organization visibility. On one hand, the org is well recognized, has a website / spokesperson, and the mission statement is clear. However, the internal operations, structure, informants, strategic dumps, finances, cooperation with hacktivists, and pretty much everything else is invisible. So I think you can make a case for anonymous or recognized. The relevant audience is obviously mass, as they want people to know about them to get them informed. And the member identification is deathly science. Besides Mr. Assange, Chelsea Manning, and his legal team, there was no known current members. The first question I wanted to figure out is, how does WikiLeaks go about getting their information? Mainly, how do they go about getting their informants and making sure they keep them safe? There's hardly any information about how they do this besides the generic "they find us," as classic whistleblowers would do. It seems that the whistleblowers are morally motivated people who want to expose injustice. Chelsea Manning is the only known informant ever with WikiLeaks, as they go to strict lengths to hide their informants. Since most of the information is submitted via Tor, which is a secure anonymous browser that hides your IP address, Chelsea Manning was only caught because she decided to talk to non-WikiLeaks press, who then revealed her to the authorities. Even after being in jail and getting commuted by President Obama, she refused to testify against WikiLeaks and was jailed temporarily in 2019. So I would say WikiLeaks fosters great member attachment that helps protect both WikiLeaks and the whistleblowers. The second question I wanted to ask is, what is the general consensus on WikiLeaks? I did this by creating an online poll and sending it to friends, family, and coworkers. I checked it again in 3 days and saw I had 88 responses. I had 2 questions I asked. Rate your view on WikiLeaks, 1 through 10, 10 being good. And the second question is, what is your age? I thought I made it to where the answers would link together, but they did not, which was probably Mr. Assange telling me to keep the poll anonymous. But the average age was 26 and a half years old, and as you can see, 61% of people voted in favor, 5% had no opinion, and 31% didn't view WikiLeaks positively. This was a research done in 2022 over different countries and their views on WikiLeaks publishing certain information. And I think it just goes to show my point from my data that generally people are very acceptive. Like I said before, this organization is important to me because if we're all truthful with each other, then so much could be resolved. The question I'm still asking myself, do all governments and mega corporations need to tell the truth? And generally, yes. If these mega organizations were forced to tell the truth, then I believe that we, the people of the world, would reach out to each other and hold our governments accountable, because we're all the same. No one wants war, but sometimes we are tricked into it. And my final remark would be, question everything. From what we've seen from WikiLeaks, there are massive secrets that affect us, our country, and the world. Have a great summer.